Yo, what is going on? This is That Guy Face with Face, the music media. We are back again with another episode of How I Synth. In this video, we got Cherry Audio's brand new Ensoniq ESQ1. Let's get into it. So, Cherry Audio's ESQ1 is based off of Ensoniq's ESQ1, which came out in 1986. It was something completely different from what everyone else was doing. Instead of being fully analog like the Jupiter or fully FM like the DX7, it combined 3 digital oscillators with warm Curtis analog filters. So you got the grit and complexity of a digital synth, but the warmth and musicality of analog. But before we get into that, if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time we drop a new video, and go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Also, make sure you guys go to soundblueprint.com. So what actually changed everything for me was actually learning sound design and making my own sounds from scratch. That's when I started getting yeses and finally started placing music in film and TV. It's a step-by-step program that's going to help you design your own unique sound so that when you pitch, you'll actually get placements because you're going to stand out and you're not going to sound like everybody else. So go to soundblueprint.com, and then also too, we have the 5-step sync roadmap that's preparing your music to pitch for film and TV, finding people to pitch to for film and TV, and then actually pitching. Head over to soundblueprint.com. But anyway, man, let's go ahead and jump into it. So we're here in ESQ1. We have our 3 oscillators here. Basically, you have the play page here, you have the edit page, and then you have your modulation page here where you can go through all your different modulations. You got your envelopes here, and then you have your sequence here where you can make a sequence or fool with the arpeggiator. And so, but let's go ahead and jump into it, man. If you've seen in my other videos, you already know what time it is. You know I love to do the oscillator detune. I'm going to take these 2 saw waves here. I have a chord progression that I played in the background. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that and see what that sounds like. I love that already. What we're going to do is go to edit. We have oscillator 1 is set to saw. Oscillator 2 is set to saw, but it's not on. So let's go ahead and turn that on. And what we're going to do is slowly detune it. And let's see what that sounds like. I love that sound. It just never gets old, I swear. Now, we can do all kind of different oscillators here. I'm going to go with sine wave. Let's go ahead and take a listen and see what the oscillator sync sounds like. So in order to do that, we're going to click on sync here. And what we're going to do is change the pitch of oscillator 2 to sweep through the frequencies and the harmonics. So let's take a listen. Beautiful. So now what we need to do is modulate that so it can sweep through. So I'm going to come over here to LFO1 and let's see what that sounds like. Beautiful. I love that. And let's come over here to the modulation. This is LFO1 here. Let's go ahead and tweak that a little bit so we can get a more fine-tuned sound. Beautiful. I love that. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the filter and see what that sounds like. Beautiful. I love that. Let's listen to the resonance. Beautiful. I know when we get some reverb on that, that's going to sound fire. Let's take a listen to the envelopes and see what that sounds like. These envelopes are very interesting and kind of tricky at first. You know, you might have to read the manual on this one because it gets a little tricky. I'm going to come back over here to edit. For the filter, let's set modulation 2 to envelope 2, right? Come back over here to envelope and envelope 2. So let's go ahead and tweak envelope 2. But first, before we do that, let's come back over here and let's boost that a little bit. Let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that mix of like analog warmth with that digital glassy sound coming from the Synth harmonics. I love that. But let's come back over here. What I want to do, let's go to edit, oscillator 2. I want to bring that pitch down on that and get some lower harmonics on that Synth sound. But let's take a listen. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's do some modulation here. Okay, let's go to LFO2. What I want to do is sync that. I'm going to put that on saw. Let's go to sync. We'll go to reset. Let's go ahead and take a listen to that. I'm going to route LFO2 to the filter. So let's go LFO2. Boom. Let's take a listen. beautiful. That sounds so fat and just rich. I love that. I think it's time we go ahead and add some effects, man. I have some effects that I already created here. I have a little chain. I'm gonna go here to my FX chain 1. So it's just a little bit of delay, a little bit of lo-fi, envelope filter, spring reverb, and lush reverb. But I have them all down very low, as you can see. But anyway, I'm gonna turn the filter off for now, but let's take a listen to that and see what it sounds like. Man, that sounds fire with the effects. Oh my. One last thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come up here to the mod matrix here, and I'm going to set the LFO rate for LFO2, and I'm gonna use the mod wheel to control that. And then for the LFO2 rate, let's just use LFO3, and we'll do a triangle. Let's take a listen to that and see what it sounds like. Ooh, I like. Beautiful. Anyway, man, that's the end of this video. You guys let me know what you think about Cherry Audio's ESQ1 down in the comments below. My thoughts? Hey man, this thing sounds rich and so full. I love the sound of the filters on this one, man. It sounds very fat, and this thing is very, very deep too. You can get crazy with it. You can go into some AM sounds, make some really nice bell sounds and effects. I mean, you can go crazy, and I love the effects. I mean, it's just limitless possibilities here, man. Limitless possibilities, you dig? But anyway, man, this is that guy Face. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you can be notified every time we drop a new video, and go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Also, make sure you go to soundblueprint.com if you want to find your unique sound so you can start getting shows and start getting you some placements. Soundblueprint.com. I'm gonna show you how to do it, and I'm gonna show you how I got hundreds of placements using my techniques. But anyway, man, this is that guy Face with Face the Music Media. We out of here.